Welcome back, everyone. This is our second week of online yoga with Krannert Art Museum. I'm Jodi. I'll be leading you through class today. So a couple of things you'll want if available to you. You're going to have, I'm using a scarf, but if you have a strap, you can use that. It's always nice to have a couple of blocks. You can also use a chair or some books if you need just a little bit of additional height to help with some of the poses. And then if you have a blanket as well, doesn't have to be this particular blanket, it doesn't have to be a Mexican blanket, it can be whatever, maybe something from off your bed, something nice and comfy for Shavasana and even for some of the seated postures. So we'll go ahead and start in a mountain pose. So arms relaxed down alongside the body. You can stand with the feet grounding, toes spreading, softness to the knees, never locking knees, finding a tall spine. Taking a few rolls through shoulders, up, back, and down. Think about releasing tension in the shoulders. And one more time, rolling through shoulders, up, back, and down. Invitation to close the eyes or soften the gaze, maybe bringing hands to your heart, pressing palms together. Thumbs to sternum, you can feel the warmth of your skin. You can feel perhaps the heart beating as you begin to notice your breath. Releasing any tension in the body, just noticing the body. A moment to be present with the breath. And just honoring whatever comes to you, no need to try to control anything. Perhaps forming an intention for this practice, just something that's personal to you. And offering this additional meaning to your practice. You can open the eyes with a soft gaze, finishing an exhalation. And then as you inhale, just reaching arms long, fingertips skyward, wrists in line with shoulders. You can exhale and swan dive down, soften through the knees. Just feeling out the body. Inhale, lifting halfway, neck is nice and long. Exhale, folding forward. As you inhale, rising, using core strength, lifting the gaze, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, swan dive back down. Again, knees can be soft, core very active. Inhale, maybe hands to shins or thighs, and then exhale to fold. Inhale, rising, lengthening, celebrating movement. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, halfway. Like a moving meditation as you flow with the breath. Inhale, rising. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding, grounding. And inhale, rising. Sweeping arms out and up. This time, let the palms come together at heart center. As you exhale, gliding hands through heart center. You can interlace the fingers, bow the head heavy, pressing the palms away. Releasing and gripping in the body. You can sway the head gently from side to side. Keeping fingers interlaced, head heavy, chin centered over the chest. The hands come to rest more towards the back of the head. Relax the shoulders and breathe. Begin to draw the elbows closer together, bowing forward, breathing into the back body. One more deep breath. Releasing the fingers, let the arms just float down as you bring the chin more parallel to the earth. We're back in mountain pose. Again, you can roll through shoulders, up, back, and down. Go ahead and breathe in through the nose, releasing tension, out through the mouth. You can continue to roll through the shoulders, continue to breathe with awareness. One more time. Rolling through shoulders, up, back, and down. This time, pressing the palms into the low back, so that's sacrum. Fingers reaching down, elbows gently drawing together as if they could touch along the spine and the back body. From here, you can begin to press the pelvis down, tuck the tailbone, lengthen through the spine as you lift the gaze, just slightly. Breathing, noticing, opening. One more breath here. Feel that expansion in the front of the body. And then releasing, chin parallel, arms relax down. And from the top of the mat, you can inhale, sweep the arms up once again. Find that beautiful length in the spine. Exhale, folding forward, swan dive back down. As you inhale, lifting up halfway. This time as you exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, stepping into the top of a push-up. You can always lower knees to the earth or stay in your plank position. Just exploring core strength, so actively draw the low belly in and up. You can shift forward on the toes and into the fingertips and back. Same effect if you're here on the knees, shifting forward and back with core strength. One more breath. And we'll all meet together, knees to the earth. Knees can stay where they're at, closer together, or they can go wide. You can press the mat away as the inner big toes come together to touch, and start to slowly sink the hips back to your heels into a child's pose, head heavy, maybe forehead to the earth or just stacked hands. One more breath. Begin to press the palms under the shoulders, pressing up to a tabletop position. Inhale, lifting the gaze, lifting the tailbone. Exhale, rounding the spine, pressing the mat away. Head is heavy. Inhale, finding expansion in the front of the body. Exhale, rounding. And one more deep inhalation. Curl toes under, pressing the mat away, lifting knees and lifting hips up and back into down dog. Nice long spine. You can paddle out through the feet, maybe bending one knee, bending the other. You can sway the head from side to side. Releasing any tension in the body, just again, moving joyfully. Moving mindfully. Coming back through stillness. Pressing the mat away, one more breath. And again, releasing knees down to the earth. Starting to walk your hands back. Lifting the knees, bringing the backs of the hands to the earth. We're coming into a nice counter pose for the weight bearing. You can start to actively lengthen through the arms. Fingertips in towards the midline of the mat, facing one another, or maybe fingertips in towards the toes. Again, lengthening the arms, really stretching those outer arm muscles. One more breath here. And starting to flip the hands back around, start to walk your hands out, lengthen through the legs. We are back in down dog. So an opportunity to flow here through a vinyasa. Inhale through your plank. Knees to the earth. Exhale, lower down. That slow, controlled release. Inhale, baby cobra. Really lengthen the spine, lengthen the neck. And exhale, pressing back into down dog. So we'll all meet together in down dog. Start to lift through the left heel, reaching it skyward. See if you can ground the right heel, bend the left knee. Kicking the heel towards the buttock. Really opening up through that left hip. As you inhale, finding length once again. As you exhale, shifting forward, hollow out to the belly, and planting the foot between the palms. From here, you can lower the knee to the earth. This is where it's always nice to have a little bit of support. I'm going to use this blanket. Oh, kitty cat's on this blanket. Okay, I'll just use this pillow. Don't want to disturb the kitty cat. So a little bit of cushion. You can always double up your mat. So from here, low lunge. But then walk your hands between, or I'm sorry, to the inside of that front foot, kind of like a lizard lunge. And see how low you can get opening up through that right hip. If you've got your blocks handy, I didn't cue you for blocks, and that's okay. You don't need them. You can stay on the arms, but sometimes it's nice to give the wrists a break, coming onto forearms. This can be nice as opposed to a high lunge, so we're not using all that strength, and we're actually just stretching in the front of the hip flexor, an area where we might feel more tension as we sit a little bit more these days. So find one more breath here. And then you can move the blocks out of the way, off to the side. Palms to the earth, core is active. Curl the back toes under, activate through that back leg, and then start to pivot on the front heel, that left heel, walking hands, heart, and torso to the center of the mat. Make sure the feet are symmetrical. You can spread toes, broaden through feet, and start to bend at the elbows. Palms, wrists under shoulders, hinging at hips forward, and then inhale, lengthen, pressing into the earth. You can always use blocks here. Exhale, lower. Really consider lengthening the spine. Inhale, pressing. And one more time. This time, stay here. You can walk the fingertips in line with the big toe. Elbows can bend. Think about the crown of the head, the top of the head going more towards the earth. Notice where you feel this. You can also be just on blocks. Release any tension. You can gently shake the head no. Instilling any movement, one more breath. Walking the hands back out, spine parallel to the earth, wrists below the shoulders, start to bend at the knees, start to walk hands, heart, and torso back to frame that front foot like a runner's lunge, and then sweeping that left leg back. Maybe keep it lifted here, it's your choice. Inhale. As you exhale, start to lower down. You can lower onto the knee and come through your chaturanga. Or not. You can come all the way down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, it's your choice. You can come into child's pose or a down dog. Breathing here. If you're in your child's pose, stretching long through the arms, lifting up to tabletop, curl toes under, inner big toes touch. So we're starting to lift through the right leg, lead with the right heel. As you bend the right knee, see if you can ground the left heel. So thinking about actively engaging the back body, actively drawing that heel towards the buttock, towards that glute. Breathing. As you inhale, lengthen, really press the mat away, really extend through that right leg. As you exhale, hollow out the belly. Begin to shift forward, bend the knee, planting the foot. So that mild, mindful planting. And at this point, maybe you want your pillow, maybe you want your kitty cat off your blanket. I'm just going to release my knee down. I have cushion under my blanket, so I'm fine here, but make sure your knee feels good. You can start to maybe untuck the left toes. You can also keep them tucked if that feels safer. Again, hands to the inside of that right foot. You can start to walk the right foot out slightly. Keep the foot grounding. And again, maybe bending elbows, maybe using blocks. You can always start off at the higher height. Make sure the right forearm can relax down, and then the left. So wherever the right is going, that's where the left wants to follow. So I'm also feeling this in my inner right leg quite a bit. I'm generally pretty tight there. And my left psoas, that hip flexor, right at that hip crease. Breathe here. Notice we can stay very actively engaged in this pose. And then what can just soften, releasing and gripping in the neck. One more breath. Again, if you're using blocks, you can set those off to the side. Always mindful as we come out of these asanas. You can start to heel to toe the right foot back in. Start to curl the back toes under, lifting that back knee. We're back into a runner's lunge here. So framing the front foot, sweeping the right leg back. You can inhale. Exhale, maybe keep that leg lifted, coming forward. You can inhale into up dog, or again, cobra is always available to you. Your choice coming into a down dog or a child's pose. So using this time to check in, to reground. Feel your breath. Feel sensation in the body. One more breath. Now we'll all meet together back into our downward facing dog. Inner big toes touch once again. Inhale, lifting through the left heel, leg going skyward. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, lengthen the leg, lengthen the spine. Exhale, shifting forward, planting that foot between the palms. You can stay here. You can also come to blocks or bring the hands to the thigh. So a higher lunge. Really opening up that hip flexor, the psoas. You can also bring arms into goalpost arms, cactus arms, open the chest by lengthening through the front of the body, opening the front of the body, maybe gazing more skyward. Really finding stability in the foundation of this pose, into the legs, into the core. As you inhale, reaching skyward, extending. And as you exhale, framing down through that front foot. Again, you can inhale, sweep that left leg back. You can vinyasa or just down dog or even child's pose, maybe even keeping that leg lifted as you float forward. You can touch down, inhale cobra or up dog. And again, resting for a moment, child's pose or downward facing dog. Wherever you're at, it's purposeful, it's mindful. The breath feels under control. The body feels safe. One more breath. We'll all meet together in down dog. Inner big toes touch. Connecting to the breath. Inhale, lifting that back leg back. The right leg bending the knee. Exhale. Open the hip. Inhale, lengthen, hollow out the belly as you exhale, planting the foot between the palms. We're in a high lunge, starting in a runner's lunge. You can use blocks, you can use the thigh, anywhere you're at. It's mindful, it's purposeful. Feels like a celebration. As Spreading toes, broadening through feet, maybe sinking hips a little lower. You can also play with that activity of the back leg. So really opening up in that hip flexor psoas by activating the back of the leg, the back of the knee more skyward. One more inhalation, lengthen, fingertips reach skyward. Exhale, framing down. Sweeping that right leg back, inhale. Exhale, again, it's your choice. You can just rest, or you can flow through a vinyasa. Again, reconnect to the breath. Hopefully getting warm here. I know I am. Shedding a layer. One more breath wherever you're at. Again, we'll all meet together in our downward facing dog. Inner big toes touch. Pressing the mat away. Inhale, left heel skyward, lengthen through that left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, lengthen the leg. As you exhale, shifting forward, planting that left foot to the outside, that pinky edge of your left hand. So again, that lizard lunge here. You can start to rock forward and back. If you're really open, maybe forearms come to the earth. My hips just don't allow for that. So sometimes I like to, again, use the blocks. And I can start once again with a higher height, maybe working my way down. My knee can stay lifted, that right knee, or I can lower it down. What feels good to you? It's your practice. It's your body. Just mindfulness flowing through the body, breath flowing through the body. Fully engaged here, fully alive. For one more breath. The core is active. You can set the blocks aside if you're using them. Curl the back toes under, press palms into the earth, lift the back knee. Again, we're pivoting on the left heel, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. And you can walk heel to toe the feet in a little bit closer. Again, feet parallel, symmetrical to one another, however you gauge that. Starting to walk the hands over to the right side. So grounding the right palm or the right fingertips to the inside of that foot. Then reaching the left hand to the outer edge of the foot, maybe the ankle, maybe the outer shin area. No tension in the neck. You can start to bend that left knee, really opening up. I'm feeling this more in my right hamstring today. One more breath. Releasing. Slowly walking back through center. Pause for a moment. Release tension in the neck, head. Starting to walk to the left side. Again, you can plant the fingertips or the palm to the inner edge of the left foot, reaching the right arm beyond. Find what you need on this side, relax tension in the neck, and breathe. And start to bend that right knee. Really opening up. You can draw the right hip back. That helps to open up the right side body. As you reach along through the right arm, no tension in the neck, and breathe. One more breath. And flowing, releasing, mindfully back through center. Again, you can gently shake the head no, nod the head yes. One more breath. Activate here. Core, strong legs. You can slightly bend the knees. You're going to start to walk hands, heart, and torso towards that left foot once again. And sweep that left leg back. It's your choice once again. It's always your choice. You can vinyasa or just stay. So if you want to float forward, inhale plank. Exhale chaturanga. Inhale cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. We'll meet together here in down dog. Inner big toes touch. With strength, with control, inhale, lifting the right heel skyward. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, lengthen through that right leg, power in the leg. Exhale, shifting forward, power in the core. And again, you can walk that right foot out. It's landing on that pinky edge of my foot. So that lizard lunge here, letting hips kind of sink low, but there's power and strength behind it. Again, I can use my blocks here. Maybe I lower the blocks, maybe I don't. It's still not necessarily warm enough to go as deep as I normally can. You can always lower the back knee, that might feel good. Really getting more into that front of the left thigh. I'm feeling that more this way. Still actively engaged in my core, growing the spine tall out of the hips. Actively grounding the right foot to the earth, mindful of the right knee always. One more breath here. Mindful. To come out of this pose, again, palms to the earth to start. You can lift the back knee, you can start to heel to toe that right foot back in, framing down through that right palm. Sweeping the right leg back, it's your choice. You can vinyasa or just down dog. And once you come through your down dog, if you choose to vinyasa, we'll all meet together in a child's pose. One more breath. Floating up into your tabletop. Keeping the hips above the knees. You can start to slide the arms out or walk the hands out. They can go wide, shoulder width or wider. Starting to release the chest, maybe the chin, maybe the forehead to the earth. Puppy pose. Keeping core active, you can begin to float forward, coming into a Sphinx pose. So we're on our forearms. Make any adjustment here that you need to. Elbows below the shoulders, heart is open, actively engaged in the core even here. Protecting the low back, release the tailbone towards the heels. That allows for space in the low spine. You can play here, you can stay here. But you can also start to maybe explore lifting forearms away. Maybe you don't go very far. Breathe honestly here, breathing into the body. Maybe as you think about lengthening in the spine, maybe begin to press the mat away more. I'm not pressing forward, I'm pressing in and back, and that helps to lengthen. One more breath. And then a slow controlled release. Elbows bend to the side. Inner big toes touch. You can rest either cheek. Maybe even gently sway hips from side to side. roll onto the left forearm. That sun's gonna be in my eyes in a moment. Hopefully you can still see me. I might be all bleached out by the sunshine. So forearm is parallel to the earth. It's almost like a Tadasana here. You're gonna have your right hand at your right hip, pressing the pinky toe edge of the left foot into the earth. See if you can lift the hips away. If that feels too uncomfortable, you can bend that top knee, planting that right foot, and then try to lift. So again, either lengthen legs or keep the right foot grounded. And we're going to do 10 of those. So ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then do go ahead and bend that top knee. You can press the right hand into the earth and then prop yourself up on the left palm, really extending through that left leg. I'm feeling that beautiful stretch on the left side of my body. Just breathe here. Continue to breathe on that side. I'm going to just get rid of this intense light that's happening all of a sudden. Much like our classes at Krannert, we never know what kind of excitement is going to ensue. All right. So, from here you can simply switch to the other side. So now you're on your right forearm. I know, kitty. And I'm lengthening through my legs, pressing the right forearm into the earth, left hand to my hip, maybe pressing up. If that's not happening today, again, go ahead and bend that top knee and try it there. See what's available to you. Either way, we're working these right obliques, these right side body muscles. We're going to do 10 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bending the top knee, planting the foot, planting the left palm, propping yourself on the right palm. And really just kind of sink into that stretch. That right side body receiving much deserved stretch. Then from here, you're simply going to plant that left palm, curling the right toes under, extending the left leg, down dog. Or child's pose. Again, it's your choice. And again, I'm just going to make some adjustment with the lighting here. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. And then we'll all meet together in child's pose. Knees to the earth, hips sinking back to heels. You can almost cradle. So maybe propping up on the forearms, you can cradle the head and the hands. The hands more towards the back of the head, drawing the chin towards the chest. You can massage a little in the head, maybe in the neck. Releasing the palms under the shoulders, pressing up, seated on shins just for a moment. So you can shift the hips to one side and sweep the legs out in front. Beautiful. Let's sun is really shining. I'm moving, so hopefully you can see me. I'm out of this intense sunlight back here. All right, so we're gonna move into stretching the outer hips. So we're starting in Tadasana. That's our staff pose, finding a tall spine. You can roll through your shoulders, open the chest, and engage the core. You can press fingertips or maybe palms into the earth, whatever feels more accessible to you. Active through the legs. And keeping that L shape in the body, you can start to bend the left knee. You can flex that left foot, placing the outer ankle on top of the thigh. And this can be beautiful. If your outer hip is tight, maybe you're feeling that already, you can hinge forward. I'm starting to feel that in my outer hip, getting that stretch. But you can also bend that right knee, plant the palms alongside the hips, and drawing that right foot in. Guard against collapsing in the posture, really finding length in the spine. You can also, there's a third way here. So if none of those feel available to you, come onto your back. And maybe keep the foot planted. It's the same positioning with the legs. You can also draw the thigh in towards the belly, interlace the fingers, or use a strap around the thigh. So there's several ways we can approach this practice. Looks the same. I'm just on my back. Because you know what? Maybe it's been a long day. Maybe it's been a long month. But one thing I'm recognizing with my practice, it's okay to rest more. We have a lot more input. We have a lot more to deal with. We might not be as active, but we might be tired in a way that we've not been tired because of the stress that we're under. So really be easy with yourself. So wherever you're at, one more breath here. So if you're on your back like I am, I just decided to stay, come out of the pose. You can ground that right foot. You can extend through the left leg, even if you're seated, maybe roll at the ankle. If you're on your back, you can still start in that L-shaped Tadasana. We'll all start together here. And keeping that left leg long, bend the right knee, placing that outer ankle, or maybe outer shin, above the knee. Make sure this feels safe for you. Again, you can think about hinging forward. This side's always tighter for me, so this might be where I'm at today. I'm actively engaging the core so I can think about lengthening the spine. Again, I'm always wanting to lift the spine out of the hips. Or you can plant palms, bend that left knee. Or you can come onto your back. And close the eyes or soften your gaze. Keep the awareness on the breath, on sensation. One more breath. Again, you can start to find length through that left leg, length through the right. You can come through seated if you're on your back, just mindfully moving. You can pump the backs of the legs into the earth, maybe rocking legs a little back and forth. Then we're going to bend the knees and bring the soles of our feet together. Let this be a bigger diamond shape so there's a little bit more space between my heels and my inner V of my legs. And I can start to relax forward, and maybe this is it. This is beautiful. Head can be heavy. You can also start to reach the hands, maybe the wrists, maybe the forearms under the shins on both sides. Backs of the hands to the earth, full surrender, heaviness to the head. And breathe. One more breath. And start to flip the palms around, start to walk the hands out and around through the spine, rolling up through seated, lengthen through the legs, press the palms alongside the hips, open through the chest. Inner legs zip together. You can point the toes or flex the feet. Get that beautiful opportunity here to really find length in the spine. Expansion in the heart. One more breath. Gazing forward, shifting forward, making sure there's plenty of room back behind you on your mat. You can use core strength. Actually, let's come into boat pose for that. Hands to the backs of the thighs, rocking back. You can stay here or float the shins, stay here, release the arms, and then we're just gonna make our way mindfully, really slowly, as if at any point you can just stop. Maybe you do, and breathe. Arriving and lengthen, arms long, legs long. You can spread fingers and toes, open and close the mouth into a yawn or a sigh. Bending one knee, bend the other. I forgot I wanted you to have your blocks. Luckily mine's just right here. Just have it next to you so you know where it is without having to turn your head. Preparing for bridge, so bend the knees, maybe you lightly brush the backs of the heels, not a requirement. More importantly is alignment, so you can touch those hip bones. Travel the awareness down to the knees, knees align with the heels, really important. Tuck the tailbone, flattening out the low back. Pressing the feet into the earth, just enough where you can lifting hips. Enough where you can slide the block under the hips. So I'm supported at my sacrum. And here I can tuck shoulders under the back body, really finding beautiful space. Belly can be soft. I can rest here and just be here without wanting more. However, if you do want more, start to lengthen out maybe the right leg. See how that is. You can lengthen the left leg. Make sure the low back is on board with that. There's slight tone in my legs only so that I don't hyperextend in my knees. That's just me. You might have to make some adjustment to make this comfortable for you. Or this is terrible and you want out, so you can bend one knee, then the other. It's up to you where you're at. So listen to your body well. You can also just draw the thighs in towards the belly. This can be really nice if you've got low back tension. There's more pressure in the back body. Make sure that feels safe for you. You can also come into waterfall where you draw your feet skyward. So see where you are most content. We're starting to slow down. We're starting to ease into rest. So there's no need to overexert. Reconnect to your breath. to your intention. If you're in a waterfall, maybe you widen legs out to the sides. Just play, explore. One more breath. If the legs are long, bending one knee, then the other, planting feet. Again, we want that symmetry, that awareness of the body. Pressing into the feet, pressing into the shoulders, uplift the hips, block off to the side, stay here. Slightly engaging back body. Inhale, maybe a bit more length, a bit more lift, and then as you exhale, think about each vertebra releasing to the ground individually. Tailbone meets the mat very last. Arriving. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest, maybe a little rock from side to side. And then you can start to release the arms out. They can come parallel. Wrists in line with shoulders. Inhale here. And then exhale the legs over to the right side. So if my couch wasn't in the way, my legs would be all the way to the right. I'm going to have to scoot over a little bit. Letting the left shoulder just relax. Maybe the gaze over the left fingertips. Close the eyes or soften the gaze. Just breathe. Feel joyful in this movement. It's resting, actually, just the breath. Follow the movement of the breath in the belly. One more breath. Starting to align the neck with the rest of the spine. You can draw the left knee in, followed by the right. Hug the knees into the chest. Again, I'm just going to align more on my mat. And start to extend the arms out. Release the knees over to that left side, making sure there's no props in the way. And relaxing the right shoulder, maybe the gaze over the right fingertips. Softening, melting. Surrendering to gravity. One more breath. Gazing skyward, right knee floats, followed by the left. Again, you can hug knees into the chest. Little rock or circle of the knees. Maybe circling in both directions. It's available to you. Come into your happy baby, reaching for the pinky toe edges of the feet with a deep bend in the knees. Relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw. Head heavy. Letting the feet relax to the earth. Floating arms up overhead, taking hold of either elbow. You can start to heel to toe the feet close together. The soles of the feet come together, knees out to the sides, completely letting go here. Belly soft, eyes closed. One more easy breath. Relaxing the arms, extending the legs. We're coming into our final resting pose. So if you find that you need additional support, maybe something underneath the knees, or maybe the knees have to stay bent if you have low back tension. But feel spacious in your body. The legs are long, let the feet go wide. The arms alongside the body, space between inner arms and the side waists. Maybe something over the eyes, blocking out any light. And you give a gentle rock of the head, massaging the back of the skull into the earth and releasing shoulders away from ears. Eventually feeling complete in your practice as you close your eyes and rest. Begin to deepen your breath. And reawaken your body with movement. Fingers, toes, ankles, wrists. And stretch arms long overhead, breathing deeply. Bending one knee, then the other, let the feet plant. Staying mindful in your movements as you roll gently to either side, curling into a fetal position with the head supported, the belly soft. And taking something with you from this practice into the rest of your day. Let this have meant something to you. Continue to roll the chest and the belly more towards the earth using arm strength. Take your time pressing up. Get closed eyes or soft gaze, rounded spine, heavy head. Eventually finding seated, any position, any direction. Just taking your seat. Finishing the practice in a way that embodies how you feel. Groundedness in the sit bones, the pelvis, the legs. Taller spine and open heart. Hands to the heart in gratitude for this practice, for yourself. Giving yourself a deep inner bow for keeping this commitment to yourself. And I am grateful for the honor to lead and guide you through this healing practice. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you feel good. I hope you feel more energized, more alive. Maybe you feel like a sleepy kitty. Oh, I just threw him off his pillow. He was being really naughty at the beginning of practice. You couldn't see it, but behind the scenes, he was about ready to climb my curtains. But now he's behaving. I guess yoga impacts us all. So again, thank you so much for joining me. My name's Jodi. This is Phoenix, and we wish you such a glorious day. Until next time, namaste.